Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront updates and some Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order news, because yesterday EA hosted their quarterly earnings call where they basically go over their earnings of the previous quarter as well as some news around some of their franchises, but they keep it at a very high level because this is meant for earnings calls. I'm always hoping that they're gonna mention Star Wars in some shape or form, because the last couple of earnings calls have been nothing short of disappointment, and they have barely said anything about Star Wars at all. This time around it's kind of the same, but even in their prepared remarks they actually mention Jedi Fallen Order, and there's also a couple of insiders with some information that I thought I'd bring up, pointing towards potential video. First of all, what actually happened in this earnings call? Well, they did think this is the quote from their prepared remarks. There is enduring power to the franchises and IP that we are building. The launch of Mass Effect Legendary Edition, the remaster of the first 3 Mass Effect games, reignited the passion of the fans around us. Just to jump into that amazing game, we are continuing to invest in both of these franchises as well as more of our amazing IP. Again, confirming that they are planning to do more Jedi Fallen Order stuff. And again, this per se isn't necessarily news. There have been hints from EA for a long time now that they are working on more Fallen Order stuff. They just haven't officially come out and said we are making a Fallen Order 2 or we are making a Fallen Order sequel. But all of these hints from them, as well as plenty of insiders confirming that they are working on a new Fallen Order game, actually all the way since they launched the first one, shows that yeah, we are getting another Fallen Order game for sure. We don't know exactly what it's going to be called. Is it going to be Fallen Order 2 or Fallen Order subtitle or anything like that? Tricky to know. But one thing is for certain, they are definitely working on a new Fallen Order game, and I would hope that maybe would get it next year and that you're gonna have a big reveal at Star Wars. Just Jordan Mason, a journalist who you might have heard pop up a lot of times when it comes to gaming leaks, Star Wars leaks in particular. For instance, he had a bunch of information about Squadrons before that was official. He actually subtweeted yesterday in regards to this EA earnings call with the just saying interesting, and then he had a picture of the continue to invest quote that I just brought up, and his tweet from earlier this year when he claimed that EA actually had multiple Fallen Order projects in the work, or Fallen Order sequels. Could very well be, and Jordan has been right many times before with his calls, but in that case I'm curious, in what way are they working on multiple games? Are we talking that they've already planned like Fallen Order 2 and 3, so like they're working to play out? Or are we talking splitting Fallen Order into multiple directions, maybe a Fallen Order 2 that follows Cal, and then another Fallen Order project that entirely sure. But I think the franchise per se, Fallen Order, could definitely go in multiple directions because it fits basically with everything that happened. Oh, a Jedi comes an Inquisitor and you have to play from the dark side. I think that could be really fun. Again, take what is said with a grain of salt. Whether we are getting 1 or 2 games, really hard to say, but I think the big takeaway from this is definitely that a new Fallen Order game is coming, that's for sure. And I don't think we'll have any more definitive news about it this year, but they're probably holding off a big reveal for next year with maybe an initial teaser trailer and then a gameplay trailer like they usually do. So let's say it would be Celebration for the teaser trailer, E3/EA Play for the gameplay trailer, and then release the game Holiday 2022. I think that could definitely make a lot of sense, as it would also be roughly 3 years from the last game, which seems like a pretty decent cycle and gives them enough time to develop. Battlefront seems to be dead in the water, and I don't think we will be hearing anything about the new Battlefront game, if that ever happens anytime soon at all. It will probably be years before we even hear anything about it. But at least Fallen Order was a game that came out, was great, and I would love to see more of it. But other than that, the news around Star Wars games overall is very dry. Obviously, we're hoping to get some more details on Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga soon. That's the only Star Wars game we have hopes for this year, except for Star Wars Hunters. So yeah, fingers crossed for that. But if you guys want to stay up to date with all things Star Wars gaming, make sure to hit that subscribe button below. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.